How many mobile home parks are in the US? Did you know there are over 40,000 mobile home parks in the United States? Why does that matter? Well, it's a big opportunity for investors like us. Mobile home parks are the most affordable housing in the country, and there's a high demand for them. Did you know how many exist? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video. Not all mobile home parks are created equal. Some are cash cows and some are landmines. We're going to go through what are the right mobile home parks to buy and how many are there in the US. By the end of this video, you're going to know the landscape of the mobile home park investing industry. What are the right opportunities? What should you avoid? And what are the real things you need to focus on when buying a mobile home park? So I've been in mobile home park investing for 20 years now, and there's 40,000 to 45,000 mobile home parks around the country. That number's actually stayed pretty consistent. In the last 30 years, there's been very little development around mobile home parks. So it's a fixed supply, and there's more and more demand for affordable housing. So that 40 to 45,000 mobile home parks are highly valuable because there's just not a lot of new parks coming online. Who owns these parks? Well, 20 to 25% of them are owned by institutional REITs, real estate investment trusts. These are the big public companies that invest in high quality mobile home parks. 30% of those owners are mom and pop owners that have owned these family businesses for generations. This is where the opportunity lies, where they don't want to put a lot of money back into the property and they're going to eventually end up selling because the family's not interested in taking over the business. And remember, mobile home parks are real estate, but more importantly, they are a business. We're in the business of affordable housing. So these take management, typically a maintenance man and an on-site property manager, because this is where people live. Now that is a challenge and yet an opportunity. That is one of the reasons why a lot of these owners want to sell their property because their family does not want to deal with that business anymore. And there's a lot of costs and improvements that need to be done to these older properties. Why aren't there new mobile home parks coming online if they're so valuable? Well, zoning is number one. Most municipalities and neighbors do not want mobile home parks in their backyard. They have the connotation that they are low-income slumlord housing. That's not the case, yet it's hard to get the zoning, so it restricts the supply. That's why they're so valuable, the parks that are out there right now, and that's why they're getting bought up by investors at a rapid pace. What are the different types of mobile home parks? Well, they range dramatically. There's high-end five-star communities in Florida and Texas and California. These are million-dollar mobile homes, just the mobile homes themselves. And then there's other markets where they're low-income homes. I mean, you couldn't barely give a home away in parts of Mississippi or in Detroit. So there's a wide variety of the types of mobile home parks. Quality is everything. The higher the quality, the higher the value. The lower the quality, right? The lower the value. A good 10 to 20% of the overall parks in the country are small. They're 5, 10, 20 sites, typically on farms or on small pieces of land in the middle of cities. These are hard to scale and make money at. And then there's another portion in the 25 to 30% of the institutional or the larger corporate owned assets that are hundreds, if not 1,000 pads. These are retirement communities or large communities that it's hard to find value or be able to get a good return on investment by buying those communities because they're already bought up by institutions. So where the opportunity lies is in that 50-60% of mobile home communities around 50 to 150 or 200 pads. This is where these family-owned businesses are starting to be outdated, some of the infrastructure is being outdated, and there's that opportunity to go acquire and add value to those communities by filling up the mobile home lots with new mobile homes, by billing back the utilities to the residents so they pay their own water and sewer bill, and by raising rents after you improve the community by paving the roads, tree cutting, putting nice signage, putting playgrounds, community areas, dog parks. That's what true value-add investors do to capitalize on that middle market. Where do investors find the best deals? This is the question to ask and the thing I've been looking at for 20 years now in the industry. The best deals are found before they hit the market. There's a network of brokers out there that typically get deals first, and they're gonna bring the deal to reputable buyers. That's that inside club of the mobile home buyer broker network, and those where opportunities come before they hit the market. Yet, they're still gonna pay a premium because they're listed with the broker. The true value or the true good deals are when the buyer works directly with the seller. So my firm has been focused on finding these opportunities for those 20 years by mailing to owners, calling owners, going to the mobile home park and visiting the owners managing the park, sending text messages, sending voicemails, building that relationship with them over time, getting to learn what are their goals, why do they want to sell, and then how to evaluate that property when the time is right so you can make them a good, fair offer. This is the business of getting great deals, but it takes a lot of work. That's inside access to deals, and it takes time, capital, and energy. And that's why if you're not doing it day to day, don't expect to find a deal right out of the gate because they just don't pop online. And persistence and patience is the key. There's tens of thousands of mobile home parks that could fit your investment criteria, yet this is a life event for most people that own these properties. They only sell once, and it's patience. Over my career, there's a handful of sellers that I talked to for a decade before they sold me their property. So it takes patience and time and to learn about them and their situation in order to fix their problem when it is time to sell. I wish I could give you a shortcut to finding good deals, but there isn't one. There's no shortcuts. You have to go earn it. You have to put the time in. I have a sales team going out there talking to owners, and we're lucky to buy 5 or 10 communities a year, and that's on a great year. So if you don't want to do the marketing and have boots on the ground or start going to the trade shows and working with brokers, find a good partner. That's where, as an investor, you can partner with someone that has access to deal flow, that knows how to run these mobile home communities, that knows how to get the financing and to add the value. That's an aligned partnership interest, and it's a lot less work than if you're trying to do it yourself. So now you know the landscape of the mobile home park industry. It's time to figure out how to analyze deals. On the next video, I'm going to get into how do you break down the numbers on a mobile home park and figure out if it's a good investment for your portfolio. Click on the video above and watch that video.